What's up, folks? So today we're gonna talk about some stuff that came up in the last video. They promoted some healthy debate, which is good. I like that, and fairly polite overall, which is good. I seem to have done a pretty good job of purging complete retards from my channel so far. Let's continue that. Let's talk about a couple issues. First, I talked about the issue of respect, respect shown towards the president, and how I had respect towards the president, and how I also had respect towards George Bush and whatnot. And Pentazoid in particular took issue with that. He doesn't agree with me on anything, but I like him. He's a good lad. I don't even know if it's a dude or not, but he might be older than me. But he never agrees with anything that I say, which is impressive. But he doesn't piss me off, so I leave him where he is. He's good for conversation. But he said, you know, you really think Obama is better than you just because he's got this arbitrary title? Why does he deserve respect? Something. I'm paraphrasing. That's essentially the point. Now, first of all, I did say that I thought Obama was better than me, and let me explain this to you. He is. Okay. Some people are just better at others at things. Okay. Overall, he's a better person. He's more educated than I am. He's done more and accomplished more in his life. Okay, he's probably a nicer person than I am. He's probably more well-spoken. He's probably more intelligent, which I don't say that about very many people. You know, he's got a family, that he's got kids and all that shit. He's done well for himself, so he's better than me. All right, do I think he's worth more than I am? No. Mostly because we are the centers of our own universes. But overall, in terms of accomplishment, he's better than me. And if you really think that there's nobody who's better than you, then you got a fucking ego problem, man. Because, I mean, that's part of how you better yourself, by recognizing your weaknesses and trying to improve them. All right. If you are unwilling to admit that there are people who are better than you, you're never going to get any better. All right. Now let's talk about the issue of respect. There seems to be a misunderstanding of what respect is. Respect is not... having respect for someone or something does not mean that you get down on your knees and suck its balls. Okay? Excuse me. It's not the same thing. All right? So I have respect for a doctor, okay, because I understand the amount of education, the schooling that they went through. And there are no stupid people, I mean truly stupid people who are doctors. There's a certain, you can imply that this person is intelligent to a certain extent, okay? I have respect for a cop, right? If he's a good cop, because he's putting his life on the line to help protect us from people who want to fuck us up. Okay, I've got respect for that. I have respect for a soldier for the same reason. Now, I don't put these people up on pedestals, okay? But I do respect the skills that they have and what they're willing to do, and the kind of responsibility that they take on. Okay, I respect a lawyer because of the education again. I even sort of respect a priest just for being able to keep up that sham, for just being good enough at what he does to lie to these people on a constant basis. I respect a gun because I understand the potential danger there. The same reason I would respect a gang member, because I recognize a certain amount of potential danger there. So respect takes on different meanings. Okay. And I don't really care what anybody says. It takes a certain kind of person. Not just any jack-off can become the president of the United States. Okay. It takes a certain amount of something that not everybody has. All right. I have extra respect for Obama because he's not from wealth and privilege. I like that. Now, you can make the argument that his image had a lot to do with his being elected and his personality and all that. But frankly, I'd rather someone get elected because of their image and personality than someone get elected because they have a lot of money and their dad used to be the president or whatever. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? And 60 million people thought he should be the president. You could say, well, there wasn't really any other option, but, they could have voted for Nader, they could have voted for McCain, they could have voted for anybody that they fucking wanted, but they voted for Barack Obama. That says something. None of us have 60 million people who are going to vote for us to be president. I only have like 2,100 subscribers, and I probably not even half of them would even vote me to be the president. So, this is what I'm saying to you. So don't misunderstand what respect means. All right. Now somebody asked me, would a violent revolution be necessary if the government infringed on our rights to privacy, free speech, property, due process, or arms? What would it take for you to pick up a weapon and fight for your rights? These are really two separate questions. The thing about this is why this issue pisses me off so much, and that's why something like that stupid billboard I was talking about yesterday makes me so angry. Because something like, especially a civil war or a revolution, should be your last option. Because civil wars are commonly the most brutal, bloody, terrible wars possible, okay? And that should be your last fucking option, alright? It shouldn't even be discussed if you have any other recourse. And the simple fact is that these people are freaking out now because the president is black. I don't give a fuck what you people are saying. People are like, no, you can't just say that. It's stereotyping. No, okay? If Hillary Clinton had been elected, sure, people would still be complaining, but they wouldn't be acting like this. I fucking guarantee you, okay? I can't prove it. You might think I'm being irrational, but be honest with yourself. Do you really think these people would be acting like this if the president wasn't black? I think the answer is no, they wouldn't. So really what they're saying is we're willing to start a war. We want to see that as an option just because we don't like that the president is black for 4 or 8 years. Okay? What a fucking petty, childish thing to do. That's why I don't have any respect for this shit. I don't tolerate it. That's why I don't like this secession shit. Because, first of all, secession is not constitutional. I've discussed this before. And people in Texas keep saying, we have the right to secede because we have these special rules. No. Texas has the right to split itself up into like 3 or 4 different states or something like that. But they do not have the right to secede. And when somebody like the governor talks about secession, you're going to leave because you don't like, oh, the president is black, I don't like him. Oh, I can't deal with this for 4 or 8 years, so I'm going to start a fucking international incident over it. Okay? It's fucking childish. It's stupid. I can't handle that. And the fact that someone would even be willing to suggest that we should have a civil war or a revolution over something so fucking trivial makes me angry. Okay, this is a dangerous and stupid person responsible for something like this. Alright, but let's look at this in a little bit more detail and get into the realm of the fantastical and get a little bit hypothetical on here. Okay, fine. Alright, let's say that we've come to the conclusion in general that the government is beyond repair. Okay, which is nowhere near that point yet. But let's say hypothetically that the government is beyond repair and that we've decided that we need to have some sort of uprising. The first thing is, there's no guarantee we're going to win this. Okay, you're assuming a lot. Okay, people assume that the revolution is going to succeed. I mean, shit, we barely won the American Revolution, and the British were on the other side of the ocean. Okay, and they didn't have the kind of technology to bring their troops over here instantly. All right, we were fighting a country way on the other side of the ocean. We barely won. Barely. Alright? There's no guarantee that we'd win. And if we lost, not only would a lot of us be dead, but there's no way that the government would ever allow us to have any chance of fixing it within the system. It would have been our one and only chance and it would have been gone. Okay? The other point is, fine, let's say we do win. Okay? What we're supposed to trust the leader of some militia group or whatever, of the revolutionary group, to give up his power and welcome in a new democratic government? I doubt it. It doesn't usually work out like that. And it probably wouldn't work out like that because, alright, if you want to look at the reality of what civil war can bring you, look at Africa. Okay? Look at all the civil wars that had gone on in Africa and the civil wars that are going on in Africa. We're talking about civil wars that last for 20 years, okay? Not even, and there's no guarantee that it would just be one group against another. Sometimes they got 5 different groups fighting each other at the same time, man. Fucking genocide everywhere. And because of the war, people are starving, all this shit. It's terrible. Do you really want to see that here over something so fucking trivial? Are you really willing to throw away everything that you like about life just because you're too impatient to work within the system? That's what I'm saying here, okay? There's a lot at stake, all right? If if something like that, if there really was a revolution or a civil war, it would be completely devastating. Okay, it would mean the complete ruination of our nation. I didn't really mean to say it like that, but it would. It would be fucked up, which is why we shouldn't even discuss it, which is why it pisses me off so much that they just so casually talk about it like it's not a big fucking deal. Well, it is a big deal. Right? Now, if you just don't give a fuck, then whatever. Okay, but I don't really want to die because a bunch of rednecks don't like that the president is black. Okay, I would really rather not die because of that. Somebody said, Chris, there is no qualitative difference between suppressing an aggressive mob and breaking up legitimate gatherings. In the latter case, the police, military are themselves the aggressive mob to be defended against. Fine, but they don't break up peaceful protests, okay? They don't, usually. It's very rare. Most of the times when they break up a protest is when people start to yell and throw rocks. And the thing is that as soon as people start to yell and throw rocks and push, they're no longer protesting, they're a mob. And mobs cannot be trusted to participate or to act in a civil way. Okay, these people become dangerous. You ever seen a mob? You ever seen what these kind of people can do over just something so trivial like fucking soccer? Okay, or you know, when Michigan State wins the football, something so stupid like that. Imagine what people would do if it was over, you know, something more serious. And people can't just be allowed to run around and burn down buildings. Okay, they can't. I don't care what the fuck they're protesting about, alright? You just can't allow a big-ass group of people to do shit like that. Okay, and if you got a fucking problem with that, fine. Okay, fine. I guess I'm the bad guy because I don't want to see a bunch of people fucking running around burning down buildings. Okay? And the police and military are not an aggressive mob. The military is not a mob. If it was a mob, it wouldn't be an army. A mob is not an army. And an army is not a mob. I don't know. I think I pretty much covered everything, but I like the debate that this sparks. That's good. Hopefully we'll have more of that.